Okay, first, a few things we already know. In the UK, when a prince marries, it is, apparently, customary to give him a promotion or a new title, usually Duke, though when Prince Edward married Sophie, he was given the rank of Earl and had to wait until his father's death to inherit the Dukedom of Edinburgh, a title previously held by Prince Philip. When Prince Andrew married Sarah Ferguson in 1986, they became the Duke and Duchess of York on their wedding day. Similarly, when Harry married Meghan Markle, they became the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, I read a good bit of history, but my understanding of British dukedoms is generally limited to the medieval period, so I did a little research to find out what it means to be a modern-day duke. What I found is that it doesn't mean much. Dukes at one time were not only the highest-ranking peers of the king, but the rulers of their provinces. The duchy was the geopolitical entity ruled by the duke and included, often, vast lands from which the duke derived income and for whose people and peace the duke was responsible. Today, other than the duchies of Lancaster and of Cornwall, the former which provides income to the sovereign grant that pays for the upkeep of the royal family, and the latter which provides income to the sovereign's heir, dukedoms are strictly titular and do not come with landholdings. If a non-royal dukedom is associated with a ducal property these days, it is considered the duke's private holding, and the sole role any duke plays is not political, only ceremonial. Still, one would think that if one was going to be gifted a title that is associated with a particular province, one would take at least some interest in the territory. The Queen and the late Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, which is located in Scotland, had a famous affection for Scotland. They spent summers at Balmoral and at least 1 week at their official Scottish residence, the Palace at Holyrood House in Edinburgh. Though I have tried, however, I could find no record of, for example, Andrew the Duke of York owning land in, spending time in, or going out of his way to promote the interests of the people of York other than by simply having York as part of his name. Similarly, I could find no record of Harry, Duke of Sussex, owning real estate, spending time in, or going out of his way to promote the interests of the people of Sussex other than by simply having Sussex as part of his name. Indeed, as far as my research indicates, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has spent a total of only 6 hours in Sussex since she was gifted the title, and if any viewer knows differently, please leave a comment and I will stand corrected. Seems to me, though, and this is from an American who really has very little idea about how dukes and duchesses and princesses are supposed to function in their modern royal or non-royal landed or landless state. Anyway, seems to me that if you're the Duke or Duchess of something, you ought to be a booster of that something in your title. Not to give short shrift to York or the people of York, these videos are only so long, I have noted some fascinating things about Sussex that perhaps the current Duke or Duchess might have boosted in order to serve the people of the territory of which they are the titular heads. Primarily, I suppose, they could have boosted tourism to the area. Architecturally, Sussex offers examples of rare and unique local building styles and materials, as well as important structures from the Norman period, including Chichester Cathedral, ruins of Norman castles, and gorgeous stately homes. The county also has a vibrant literary heritage. Henry James, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, T.S. Eliot, E.M. Forster have all called Sussex home, and, importantly to a Pooh fan, Ashdown Forest in Sussex is the setting for A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh stories. The county also boasts a rich scientific heritage. Harold Kroto, winner of the 1996 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, was working at the University of Sussex when he took his prize, and John Maynard Keynes, one of the founders of modern macroeconomics, made his home in Sussex. These features and these people are merely the tip of the history and attractions of Sussex. Doing just a minor bit of research that yielded this information makes me want to visit Sussex and spend some time there exploring, especially Ashdown Forest. Think of how, for example, the woman who currently insists on calling herself the Duchess of Sussex could have fired the imagination of Pooh fans all over the world if only she'd taken to reading a Winnie the Pooh story or two, instead of trying to write her own children's book and reading that resulting mess on YouTube. As it turns out, sadly, instead of using their titles to bring a bit more glory to the regions with which they are associated, the people of York and the people of Sussex are embarrassed by association with these two ne'er-do-well royals and wish to reject their titular overlords. Rachel Maskell, the public representative of York Central, has introduced a bill, the Removal of Titles Bill, as polls show that 80% of citizens want no further association with the shamed royal Prince Andrew. In Sussex, an official petition calls on its council to reject the current Duke and Duchess to, quote, not invite or entertain the couple within its boundaries, and to reject the usage of their titles as morally wrong and disrespectful to the county. Rather than providing a service to the people of York and Sussex, it seems that the current dukes are doing a disservice to these territories. To paraphrase how the problem was stated in York, they are dragging the good names of these counties through the mud. I think, were I a citizen of these counties, I might quite agree with the people's sentiments. Rather like an American city having Kevin Spacey as its ambassador? Yeah, see, that wouldn't wash. What are your thoughts? If you like what we're doing here at The Authentig, why not give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. And do let us know in the comments if you stand in solidarity with the people of York and Sussex to rid themselves of these troublesome royals. Thank you for watching.